G'day, how you going? It's Clayton from Planet Canada with another Cabinet Vision tutorial. Over the last few weeks and months, we've had some cracking questions come in on our videos. So we're going to endeavor over the next week or so to get through as many of them as we can. And in our video today, we're going to pose this question. How do I create waterfall ends like I see here in this real nifty 3D render? It's actually quite simple to do. There is a bit of a trick to the trade here. So we'll go over that together. But as always, if you're watching this and anything comes to mind, you're like, oh mate, that's interesting. How did you do that? Please feel free to leave those questions in the comments below and we can create more video tutorials like this to get you the answers you need. So waterfall ends in Cabinet Vision, what have we done here? Well, let's go to our elevation view and have a look at what this part actually is. I will preface this by saying, you know, in Cabinet Vision, usually there's many ways to skin a cat. There's usually multiple ways that we can approach the same problem and come to the same solution. So if you watch this and you think to yourself, oh, that's not how I do waterfall ends. Well, let us know how you do waterfall ends because that could help out a lot of people who might be in a similar situation to you. But usually there is a few different ways that we could approach it. I'll go through one of those ways. This is very simple with you today. So what you may notice right away is that both of these waterfall ends, they're just normal end panels. That one's a base end panel. And this one is a base end panel. If you're looking at this and you're wondering how you can create your own end panels, check out our last Your Questions Answered video. It looks a little bit like this. And in that video, we tackle how you can create your own end panels step by step. But both of these end panels here, if I was to double click on one, then from the face plan or end view, right click on that part and then go to properties. What you'll notice is that I've manually changed this end to use the same material that's being used for my countertop. I could also, if I wanted to, right click on this part, go properties, go parameters, add, and then just go no CNC and make that value 1. Okay. And now this part won't be sent to S2M Center at all. That's another solution for you if you would like to create a waterfall end part and save it to your catalog and never have to worry about it going through to S2M Center. If I wanted to, I could go to my 3D view and here I could click on the part and just control which texture is being used for this waterfall end. I could go to my countertops folder in my texture manager. I could choose any of these. Just go to green marble. And now if my countertop was using that same green marble texture, I can control how it appears on these waterfall ends as well. So just to make sure we're on the same page, let's click return. Let's combine all of those steps together in context and create a new waterfall end from scratch. So we'll delete this one here. And as we go through and create this waterfall end, we'll get the chance to highlight a brand new feature of Cabinet Vision 2025 that I'm stoked about. It's really cool. So if we go to our objects and we find our end panels, we've got our base end panel here. I'm going to put it where I want the waterfall end to be. Now I'm going to double click on this part. And before, how did we change this part so that it was using the same material as the countertop? We went to the face, plan, or end view. We right-clicked on the part itself. We went to the properties. So we're on the part properties. We're on the part level now of the Cabinet Vision hierarchy. We changed the material here. However, there is another way we could do it in Cabinet Vision 2025. If I go to section view, we click on properties, we go to material. Now, Cabinet Vision gives me the ability to control the schedules or the construction methods on single assemblies as well. So it's amazing the implications of this. Think of how you can control all sorts of settings in your construction methods on just particular assemblies now, or on our materials. We can control every single material on every single part on just this specific assembly. In the past, we've been able to do it on the job level in the job properties or on the room level in the room properties. But now we have complete control over all of those different settings in a single assembly as well. So it's much of a muchness in this specific scenario because we could do it both ways. But I'll show you. If I click modify for this assembly, we just need to find the finished left end. So that's under case, exposed, and there's the finished left end there. So I just need to tell Cabinet Vision that when you use this schedule in this assembly, the finished left end is going to use this material instead. Then we can click return, update the assembly with changes, and OK. And now Cabinet Vision has turned this part into that granite material. And we can see that visually with the wider thickness. But you'll notice at the moment that the thickness setting for our part, that 31 mil, is different to the thickness setting of our assembly, that 19 mil. So what we need to do is just tell Cabinet Vision that these two settings need to be identical and they need to follow each other. So what I'm going to do is move me out of the way. We're going to open up our object tree in the bottom left here. Then we need to find the finished left end. So that's under case, finished left end. Then you'll see we have this DZ setting here. This is the thickness of our part. So we're going to copy that. And now we just need to tell Cabinet Vision that instead of a single value for the assembly, you need to follow that part thickness. So we're going to go to our standard base cabinet. We're going to click on the DX value. I know that's the 19. Double click on that. We'll click on equation. And we want to essentially say to Cabinet Vision, if 1 or if true, then this value needs to be identical to this value. You need to search here to know which value you're going to use. So we can click test and it's saying, great, I'm coming back with 31.8. That's what we want. We'll click OK. And now those two settings are identical. If we go to our 3D view now, and we can go home, here we can just control the texture that's being used for this waterfall end. So I'll click on that, and the texture that matches our countertop is the white Carrara. It's this texture here. So we'll double click on that, and great, it's looking good. One thing though that I've just noticed, having changed the texture, is we still have the edge banding attached to that. So we just need to remove the edge banding. So we're going to end, right click on the part, go to our edge banding settings. We'll click on the edge banding and we'll just make that none. We'll save that, return. We can go back to the elevation view now, and that's our waterfall end. So it's not mind-blowing, it's very simple. It just requires that we trick Cabinet Vision a little bit. But otherwise, that's a pretty simple waterfall end that anyone could do in their Cabinet Vision. But I'm also trying to think about some of the questions you might have based off of that. Maybe you're wondering how you price these materials, or maybe you're wondering how you make sure that those panels price correctly. If you're curious about that, let us know in the comments below and we can create a video that specifically answers that for you.